Hey everybody. Okay. You know, I'm making this video because, I'm really hurt right now. I won't mention names, and I just unfriended the person because I don't know what's wrong with people on this planet. But I'm telling you this much is for sure. And I don't care how crazy you people think I am. I know my hair is a little messed up. Sorry, I didn't have time to do anything with it today, okay? I'm not as crazy as I look. Trust me. There's a method to my madness, okay? I understand that a lot of people are just nice to me. Maybe they think I'm a little kooky or mentally ill. That's what they thought about Jesus and all the great saints as well. Yeah. And any real priest who's actually preaching the word of God in all truth and severity is now being canceled and criticized for being too rigid, too extreme, crazy. That's evil for you. That's the devil. We are in the end times. If you think I'm crazy in the head because I know that the Bible's true and that I believe what it says and I know that we're in the end times, not only did the Lord say it 2,000 years ago, but He gave signs of the seasons. Okay? We are in the end times. And you know what? It's not my problem if you're a lukewarm or fallen away or backslidden or apostate Christian, Catholic, whatever you want to call yourself. You don't know the Bible. You don't take time to read it. You don't really press in to have a personal relationship with your Lord and Savior. Then you're wasting your time. And your ignorance of the scriptures will be no excuse on Judgment Day. And you know what? You are the one that's going to lose. We don't have time to sugarcoat and spoon feed you everything new. You should be working on yourself. If you really thought about your eternity and put priority on that and on coming to know and love and obey God, you would know what we know. You would recognize the signs of the times that we are living in. You would be very scared and worried about ending up in hell yourself. You would be preaching also, because every Christian is called to know and love and serve the Lord, to learn His word and preach it. Not everybody's a prophet or an apostle, but we are all supposed to preach. You're supposed to spread the word until He returns, okay? Most people don't do that. Even most Christians in the pews don't do that. Again, the message that I'm getting very clear from God is a warning to myself and to everybody. You are not ready. Why do you think Jesus said, when I return, will there even be faith left on the earth? You people go to church maybe on Sunday, if that, maybe on the holidays. Even some of you go every day. Now, the ones who really go every day are probably living saintly, holy lives. But those of you who just go on Saturday or Sunday and that's it, and then you just go back to your daily life, you're going to try to get into heaven by the skin of your teeth that way. I mean, you better be shooting for heaven so you hopefully land in purgatory. But if you shoot for, I'll end up in purgatory. Purgatory is still the fires of hell. You don't want to be there, trust me. Don't shoot for purgatory. You'll end up in hell. Shoot for heaven. Go for the gold. Failure's not an option. I'm speaking to myself here too. Why am I making this video? Because I'm very angry and hurt. Again, let me tell you what happened, okay? I won't mention names, but somebody I went to high school with, practically grew up with in school, mutual friend of my ex-girlfriend / best friend who passed away, Jeannie Hudson. I remained in contact on Facebook with this person after Jeannie's passing and this and that, because we all knew each other. We all went to school together. Okay. Now, I'm sure this person probably never really thought very highly of me anyway, but I've always run into her periodically over the years, and she's always been nice to me. I've been over her house, I thought highly of this person. I actually liked her. I thought we were on a friend basis. We're not close friends, we're not best friends, but I considered her a friend. And she's the kind of person that you just love to be around, and she makes you smile when you see her, and she's always very nice. Well, I just experienced her true colors. I made the mistake about a week or so ago of asking, and I don't even remember why I did it. It was really just I don't know what it was, but I made the mistake of asking about somebody and I'm not going to mention the name, but there was somebody we went to high school with, and I didn't remember his name. I couldn't place a face with the name. I think there was two people by that name that I knew, and I was trying to figure out which one was who. And so I had just randomly emailed her privately on Facebook because I figured she might know. Like, she's just somebody that I went to high school with. So she was just the first person that came to mind. And I figured I'd innocently just say, hey, do you happen to know this person or who they are? Can you fill me in, like, jog my memory, is this the person who lived in this place next to so-and-so? Is this the person, am I getting the right person here? Well, I just received today a heartbreaking, long, nasty, unnecessarily nasty email from this girl with all these false accusations. Now, I don't know what's going on this week with the false accusations, but this really bothered me because this girl I thought of as a friend. I thought she liked me. I thought I could trust her. I thought we were friends. Like, I really cared about her as a person, like I've known her for most of my life, and it was really hurtful what she said. I don't know why she got all paranoid and delusional, especially over me of all people. It's not like she doesn't know me. We're not strangers. And so obviously this person really just gave me their true colors today and what they really think about me. This person must think I'm some kind of crazy, dangerous, creepy stalker or something. And I had no idea because she basically came at me like, why are you asking this question about this? That happens to be a very close personal family friend of mine. And I'm actually really just scared and creeped out. How dare you go through my Facebook friends list? I thought that it was there for that reason. Like, if you don't want people to see who you're friends with, you can set it so that nobody can see your friends, but you don't need to do that and block me from that because, first of all, I never went through her Facebook friends list ever. And she said, why are you going through my Facebook friends list at 1:21 in the morning? That really gave me a really creeper vibe, and I'm really freaked out about that, and I'm actually scared, so I went and actually warned this person that you're looking to get information about them and to block you and not add you if you send a friend request. I'm like, whoa. You went out of your way when you don't even know what the heck's going on to warn somebody that I'm looking for them or stalking them, which is not true at all. So you're slandering me. It's a sin of detractment. You're telling somebody who I might not even know, it might not even be the right person, and about some crazy guy named Steve Donnell who's looking. You're wrong. So you told them that for no reason. Now you got somebody worried for no reason. Do you see how that can ruin someone's reputation and cause trouble down the road? You should have talked to me first and gotten the facts before you went and got paranoid and delusional and started warning people on Facebook about me. Now, I'm very shocked at this person because she's supposed to be a Christian. She used to date a pastor. I'm shocked because she knows me, or I thought she did, but apparently she doesn't know me at all. And when I say this, I mean this. I try to live a holy life. I'm not perfect. But I try to be very transparent, open and honest, open book to everyone. I hide nothing. I got no agenda. She accused me of having an agenda. I don't stalk people. I never even looked at her friends list ever on Facebook. So I don't know why she thought I would. Second of all, why would you be friends with me on Facebook if you're afraid of me being that way? If you really think I'm some crazy, psychotic, dangerous stalker, creep, why are you friends with me? You should have cut ties with me a long time ago, if that's what you think of me. And I'm so hurt that you think that of me, because that is furthest from the truth, and God knows that. Hello, I have a background in law enforcement and security. I spend most of my life protecting people, saving lives. I was a lifeguard for years. I did security in critical infrastructure for the government, high-level security. I thwarted terrorist attacks. I've done bomb checks. I mean, people I had clearance. Like, I don't even know why I have to prove or defend myself. I'm just so hurt, and maybe it's my pride and ego speaking, but I do everything I can to preach the truth of the gospel, to save lives, to protect people, to help people. I work in elderly care with people with dementia and all this stuff. I go through hell in my job for very little money because I love people and I want to make sure they care. I was up all week with a cat that was sick and dying in this house. I felt horrible for her, so I stayed by her side until the end. Okay? And that's just an animal. You should see what I do for people. Okay? So I am so hurt because I went to school with this person. This person knew my girlfriend / best friend for years. They were best friends. She should know better. I know people have a bad day, but where would you come up with, why would you think I'm a creeping stalker? Why would you think I'm crazy and dangerous? Why would you go and warn people about that before even hearing the fact why would you think that of me? How could you think that of me? And if you do, again, you're the one that's screwed up. You don't know me at all. Clearly. You wouldn't recognize, I mean, if you saw Jesus, you'd probably call the cops on him and say he's some creep. You know, this is just sick. This goes to show, because this girl I happen to know does not live a very Christian life. Not the way it's supposed to be. So I don't care what she says. I know her well enough to know, and I can see by her Facebook and the things she writes and the people she dates, you're not a Christian, okay? You might be a lazy, watered down, lukewarm, and that's probably your problem. You wouldn't recognize someone who's trying to be a saint if it slapped you in the face. So how dare you persecute and spread rumors about me and falsely accuse me? Listen, when you do something like that, that is serious. Because you're basically saying publicly that you think I'm a danger to society. Like, you can't go saying things like that unless you have good reason. That can ruin someone's reputation. That can cause a lot of rumors and gossip. You can get me in trouble with the person or with the police. Like, what is wrong with you? You can't falsely accuse people like that. You can't just presume someone's crazy or stalking, those are serious allegations. So before you go and do so, you need to get you have a problem. You have a very serious problem mentally. If you get, and you know me. So I thought you knew me, but obviously, if that's really how you think of me all these years, that you're just humoring me, keep your enemies close, if you really think that lowly of me, that I'm some kind of psycho, then I don't need you in my life, and that's why I unfriended you. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Get out of here. The last thing I need right now in my life is any more lies, false accusations, rumors. I don't need any more persecution. I don't need negative, ungodly people in my circle or on my Facebook page. If any of you out there, and you know who you are, do not watch my videos for the sake of drama. Get off my page. I'd rather have 3 friends than 555 fake ones. I hope that by now the people who are on my Facebook page are there because we're brothers and sisters in Christ for real. And that maybe you see value in me. And that you actually care about me as a human and a Christian. And that you maybe watch my videos to learn something. Not for shock value or, oh, look at this. This is like let's get some popcorn and watch Steve Danello and this crazy guy. Like, I'm not here for your entertainment. I'm not some TikTok person. Okay? I'm serious. Like, I don't want anybody in my life or on my Facebook page if you really think lowly of me. I don't care if you go to church with me and I have to see you in the pews. Do not pretend to be a friend of mine on Facebook when you really think badly or poorly of me. If you think I'm crazy or wrong in the way I preach, or do yourself a favor, get out of my life. I won't miss you. The feeling's mutual. Go. I don't need to prove myself to human beings. God knows who I am. He's the judge, and that's it. If Jesus created me, he don't create junk. He called me to be a follower. He chose me. Okay, his heavenly Father gave me and any Christian who wants to make Jesus their Lord and Savior, the Father gives us that desire and gives us to the Son. Okay? I didn't just wake up one day, gee, I think I'm going to radically change my life, pick up a cross and be a Catholic Christian. So what I'm saying is, if I'm good enough for the Lord Jesus Christ to suffer and die for, to create, to call, to bring into a ministry, who are you to look down your nose at me or any human being? Who are you to judge me? Do not judge, lest ye be judged. Did you miss that part of Scripture? You don't even know me. And I know that most of you don't know me. You don't know me any more than from my Facebook page and from what I post on here. So again, if you don't know me, like really know me, don't say anything about me. Don't make up opinions or judgments, snap judgments. Don't tell people stuff about me that's not true or that you don't know for certain. Don't even be friends with me if you don't like me. If you think I'm a bad Catholic or a bad Christian or a false prophet or a drama queen, or get out of my life, then get off my fam. Trust me, I won't hunt you down. I don't go through my thing of who unfriended me now. I'm gonna go and get them. I'm gonna make sure I stalk them and give them a piece of my mind. What kind of Christian would do something like that? When people leave my life, it hurts. But I say, okay, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. I don't have time to worry. People come and go in life. My own family threw me to the street. I'm not concerned about you, okay? Or some phony friends or acquaintances from high school over 28 years ago. Like, bye. You never did nothing for me ever in my life, and you're not doing anything now. Go. You know who I want in my life? Real brothers and sisters in Christ who are serious about going to heaven, who love Jesus and want to be saints. Those are the kind of people I want to roll with. Not people who know they're sinners and don't care and want to go to hell or don't believe. You have to keep good company if you want to be a saint. Surround yourself with people who are on the same mission as you are. If I want to go for sanctity so I can go to heaven, then I need people in my life and corner who also want the same thing. If I want to grow in holiness and sanctity, I can't hang out with delinquents and sinners and reprobates and all that. I'll still love you, I'll pray for you, I'll be nice to you, but you don't need to be in my inner circle. And you don't need to be on my Facebook page, because it's not going to help you if you've already made up your mind that you're going to hell, or that you don't want to obey the gospel or believe in Jesus Christ. Then go. No loss to me, and clearly I'm no loss to you. You know, let me tell you this much though. If you're a person in this world, a sinner, a hellbound sinner, or whatever, a fallen away Christian or Catholic, whatever, and you know who you are, and you have a Christian as a friend, a real Christian, someone like me. It doesn't have to be me. I'm using me as an example because I take this very seriously, my faith. You are blessed to have someone who's trying to walk with God in your life. Those are the people who would die for you, take a bullet for you, be there when you needed them. They're trustworthy and true, holy, honest. You don't want to lose people like that, people like me from your life. You want to, in fact, get more people like that and start letting it rub off on you and becoming like that. Because we're all trying to become like Jesus. So it is your loss when somebody like me ends a friendship with you or is no longer in your life. It's not my loss. For me to lose a reprobate sinner or someone who supports gay marriage and abortion and Democrats and, sin and debauchery and reprobate, you're no loss to me. In fact, the Bible says I should not keep bad company like you anyway. So you're doing me a favor when you leave my life. And I'm not trying to be proud and arrogant. I'm telling you the truth. You're no loss to me or the kingdom of God, if that's how you choose to be. If you have more in common with Satan, and you want to be a rebellious punk who has no self-worth, no self-control, no morals, no ethics, no love or fear of God, no obedience in you. You're like the devil. Your father is the devil. You have more in common with Satan and his rebellion than you do with Jesus Christ, who was totally obedient to the Father and holy. You need to make a decision in life. Do you want to go to heaven or do you want to go to hell? You need to make a decision in life. Who is your father and master? God or Satan? Who do you have more in common with? God or Satan? Who do you want to have more in common with? God or Satan? Simple as that. Choose this day who you'll serve and start walking in that direction and becoming more Christ-like if you want to go to heaven, or continue doing what you're doing with the majority of mankind and go to hell. That's your choice. Nobody's stopping you. We warn you out of love. We try to help you. We try to be good examples ourselves. But it's getting so difficult. That's how I know we're in the last days of the end times. Because the weirdest stuff is happening now. People are betraying each other. Families and friends are betraying each other. Even Christians. There's division and strife everywhere. People are selfish, self-centered, paranoid, and delusional. They're turning on each other left and right. You're letting the devil get into your head. You're letting him into your relationships. You're letting him destroy families, marriages, friendships, even with among the brethren of the church. There is nothing but division. Oh, you're a Catholic, you're going to hell. You're a Protestant, you're going to hell. I can't be friends with you. What is that? You have no authority to tell anyone they're going to hell. That's Jesus' job. You are not him. You need to worry about your own salvation with fear and trembling. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Don't be worried about mine. Pray for me. If you think I'm in error, tell me. But do not judge me. You judge the sin, not the sinner. You hate the sin, not the sinner. You're supposed to love even your enemies. And I still love this person who broke my heart today for no reason. I even responded back, and I even told her that she was in serious error, and it really hurt me, that she total misunderstanding on her part, and that she really went overboard with this one and jumped the gun, and now is guilty of the sin of detractment and slandering me to people because she should not have done what she did. You don't go and warn somebody. I'm not going to repeat the whole thing again. The point is, what she did was wrong and very unnecessary, and it really hurt because I thought this person was a friend since high school. Not close friend, but a friend. And I really enjoyed this person. Like, I thought she was funny. She's the kind of person where you light up when you're around them, and you just want to give them a hug, and they're just fun to be around. And then when I realized today, after that nasty email on Facebook, how she really thinks of me. She showed her true colors. So basically she told me she thinks I'm a creepy, stalkerish, dangerous person who's mentally ill. I cannot tell you how much. I'm a very sensitive person and I battle depression every day. You have no idea how much that hurt. I spend my life every day trying to help people and to take care of people and to love them and even save their soul. And for you to sit there and do that to me, you don't even know me. You have no idea how close I am sometimes to giving up. And it really does hurt me. So if this makes me a crazy person, then I guess I'm crazy. I've already had 1,000 different therapists. I don't need any more. I've been on the gamut of meds. I don't need them. I've had professionals clear me. I am just who I am. Just because you don't like me or understand me doesn't mean I'm what you think I am. If you actually took the time to hang out with me and get to know me, why don't you come to my house? See how I live every day. No, you won't do that. But you like to judge. And then you want to go and tell other people your negative, wrong opinions of me and tell them I'm dangerous and to not add me on Facebook and I'm stalking them? What? You're accusing me of going through your friends list at 1:21 in the morning? At 1:21 in the morning, I'm making videos on how not to go to hell, you moron. I've never looked at your friends list, ever. And you've been on my Facebook for like 10 years. I have not once even scrolled through your friends list. And even if I did, why do you think it's on there? If you don't want people to look at your friends list, you can set it to private. Now, why you would want to set it to private is a little suspicious. I mean, what are you hiding? Who cares who you know? I mean, I don't hide anything. Maybe I should, but I don't. And me, of all people, what kind of danger do I... So what if I know who you're friends with? The whole point of Facebook is to connect with people and say, oh, you're friends with so-and-so, you know so-and-so, so do I, blah, blah, you know? So for you to sit there and send me that email, I so want to tell everybody who you are right now. But I'm not going to do that because I'm a Christian and I'm going to respect your privacy. But and you're not even going to see this video now. Actually, maybe you will because it's public and I want it to be public. I hope this gets brought to your attention, you jerk. God forgive me, but you're a jerk. You're stupid, unchristian, careless person who I actually believe was a friend for all these years, and now I realize I am so hurt because what you just explained to me was what you really think of me. And you really went far. I mean, that's what... You can call me a jerk, you can say I'm proud, arrogant, stupid, whatever, but you actually think I'm mentally ill and dangerous and creepy? That really hurt. I have begged God to take my life to save other people who are dying. I have jumped in front of cars for people. I would take bullets for people. You have no idea. I live for God and others to save lives and souls. Almost every job I've ever worked has been caretaking sick and dying people I take care of, praying for people. I do ministry constantly. I've been a security officer with high level. I've done anti-terrorist training. I would have been a cop if I didn't have spinal damage. I was a lifeguard. I almost drowned a couple times making rescues. I'm not trying to sound like a narcissist here, but I give and give and give to the point of risking my life for people. I give everything I can for people. I have nothing left. And then you go and sit there and so misjudge me like that. Okay, you don't like my Christianity. So what? You don't have to go to heaven if you don't want to. You don't need to be a Christian. Nobody's forcing you. But, hello, I am not your enemy. You know, none of us are perfect. I'm not perfect just because I'm a Christian. I'm trying to be. But I seriously am trying to be holy and a saint. Not just a Christian by title. I want to go to heaven and I want to be a saint. I want God to say, well done, Saint Stephen. Now, if that sounds arrogant, oh well, at least I have goals in life. Good goals. What would you rather me do? Try to be a good mafia person or a murderer or a drug dealer? Oh yeah, I'm the best drug dealer around. No, at least I have high morals and expectations for myself. I set the bar high for myself, for my own good, and for my soul. You don't have to do it. If you don't like my videos, unfriend me. Don't watch them. But don't sit there and tell Christians they're crazy or not want to be friends with a Christian. Or, you know, we're the kind of person you want to have on your side. The kind of person who would take a bullet for you, who would give the shirt off their back for you. These are good friends, good people to know, and that's the kind of person I strive to be. And clearly you're not like that at all, so you're no loss to me, but I'm a loss to you, whether you believe that or not. Why would you want to get rid of friends that like me and hang out with losers who would turn their back on you in a dime the minute something got difficult? I'm not that kind of person. But that's all I get from you people. You made my high school miserable. Okay, my high school years, if I was ever suicidal, it was during school. For 12 years of torture, since I moved to this godforsaken town in North Branford, I went through hell. And I had a nice time in kindergarten in West Haven, and then I came here, first grade, and that was when sorrow began for me. And I was picked on, beat on, falsely accused, hated for no damn reason for 12 damn years, even by the teachers. I could not wait to get out of school. Then I went and worked in the school and taught there for 2 years. And I left because it turns out that what I thought about the teachers was right. Those teachers who did that to me during my high school career were actually doing it to me as one of their co-workers. They did horrible things to me I can't even mention. Things that they should have been arrested for. I could have sued the school. But being a Christian, I let it go and I just left because I wasn't going to stay somewhere I wasn't wanted. Alright? And I find myself always doing that. I don't fight for myself or stick up when I could. I certainly don't hit people like I'd like to and knock their teeth out, which most people would do because they deserve it. But no, I just take the slaps and turn the other cheek and I just move on. There's nowhere else for me to go in this world, I'm realizing. Even in the church, 90% of you are fake and you hate people like me. Why don't you try to be a little bit more? I'm trying to be like Jesus. A loving, meek, humble, caring, give my life for you type of person. What better kind of person to be? And the rest of you, you would never do that. You would never die for your own kid, let alone me. Christ died for people who didn't even deserve it. You know, I'm not asking you to do anything for me. But if you're going to say something about me, especially publicly, know what the hell you're talking about first. You obviously did not even know me. And you obviously don't care. And I don't know how I didn't see this coming a long time ago. I guess I suspected you were always just being nice to me, but I never thought that you actually were just nice to me because maybe you thought I was going to kill myself if you weren't. I'm not that weak and pathetic. Trust me. You're not worth me burning in hell for. Sorry, honey. I wouldn't kill myself, okay? If I ever die, trust me, I didn't kill myself. Because suicidal, especially someone like me who knows better, would go to hell for that. And why would I do that after all the Lord has done to save my life? Why would I spit in his face like that and go and end my life? Life is short enough. I want to live. I'm a fighter. I want to live and enjoy life. I don't want to die. And I've survived things that most people couldn't. So for you, it just really, I'm a very sensitive person. I really am. And I'm getting broken down because everywhere I turn, it's not bad enough that my own family hates me and threw me to the street. It's not bad enough that my own best friend Jeannie, who I was going to ask to marry me, ended the friendship and then died of cancer and didn't let me say goodbye to her. It's not bad enough that she badmouthed me to everybody and that her family hates me too because apparently out of some misunderstanding, she was mad at me and she didn't give me a chance to explain myself and then she died. Okay? Not my fault. I have to live with that now. I would have never left her side. I would have died for her. I would have been there holding her hand through that entire cancer experience. I never would have left her side. But she left me. And at a time I just lost my father. I lost my home. You have no idea what I was going through. And she did that to me. She was my best, closest friend since I was 16. We dated on and off. Like, I loved her. And I found out the hard way that she didn't feel the same at the end. And she just dropped me like a hot rock, like I didn't matter. And then went and told all her friends terrible things about me and then died. I have to live with that the rest of my life. You know, like, I'll never be able to fix anything or say I'm sorry for what you thought I did or nothing. She always had to have the last word, and she did it purposely so that she would have the last word. To the grave. Well, I hope it worked for you, honey. I hope you made it to heaven with that BS you pulled. Because if you're burning in hell right now because of your stupidity, you did that to yourself. But you know what? I would have prayed for you. I would have done everything I could to save your life and soul. You didn't let me. You lied to me and told me that you beat the cancer when you didn't, so that I wouldn't pray for you, you said. I don't understand people anymore. But what I do understand is there's two kind of people in this world. Real God-loving Christians and everybody else. I'm telling you, and that's what God says too. He's like, you're either a good person or you're not. You're either going to heaven or you're not. Because there's no in between. And I'm seeing this in society. And I'm trying to put a little bit of this broken world back together. And I'm only one person. And everything's always coming down on me. I'm always risking being homeless. Or I have health issues myself that can kill me. What more do you want from me? Nothing. Nobody asked you to do anything. Then just leave me alone. Don't be on my face. I am begging anybody who watches this. If you don't really love me, get off my Facebook page. Please, if you don't want to be my friend, if you don't agree with my videos or what I believe, leave my life. You're not a friend. I don't need you. I want those who really want to be in my life. Like the one who's watching me right now. I know she cares about me. She's always cared about me. She's a loyal friend. But I got 550. I used to have 5,000 people on my Facebook page when I was an actor. Then I became a holy roller Christian, and now I have 555 people. It keeps going up and down weekly now. It keeps bouncing from 554 to 557 back down to 554. People come on, they decide they don't like me, they come off. They add me, they send a friend request, I add them, they leave. I've lost so many people because of my faith. Jesus said that would happen. But you don't understand why I'm a faith. Yes, you were, Nettie. Yes, you are. You've always been a good friend. Because you're a good person. Like I said, you're just a naturally good person. And I know you know what I go through with the depression and stuff also. You know, it's not easy. And to have people constantly hammering you down and kicking you when you're down. But this person really misjudged me. And I don't know how long they've had these feelings, but they just waited for the right opportunity for me to supposedly step out of line or do something so they could let me have it. And they were wrong. All I did was email her like a week or two ago because we went to school together and I figured she might know somebody that I was asking. I couldn't place a face with the name. So I made a mistake by just saying, hey, help me out here. This person, is it this person I'm thinking of or this person? And I gave detail, like the person I'm thinking of, I might have the name wrong. I can't place a face with the name. Is it this person who lived here by this person and blah, 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 who was in this grade or whatever? Or am I thinking about the wrong person? She never got back to me until just now. And then it was this long, nasty, accusatory, don't go through my Facebook friends and stalk my friends and this and that. You're a creeper. You give me a creepy vibe. In fact, I had to go and warn that person who I happen to be friends with that you're doing this. And so I have to warn them for their safety, to let them know not to add you as a friend. Whoa. All I did was ask a question. I did not get the person off of your Facebook page. I did not find them at 1:21 in the morning, as you accused me of, going through your friend list. I just asked you a simple question. And I don't even remember why I asked now. It was so long ago. Like, it was just a passing thought. Like, a name popped up on Facebook. I think it was something like, do you know this person? Or do you want to, a suggested friend or something? And I'm like, I think I know that person, but I don't know. It wasn't a big deal. And I asked the wrong person. In fact, I probably should have asked the person who's watching right now. She would have understood and probably known who I'm talking about. But this person, I thought was a friend. She was the first person I saw on my list when I was trying to find someone from high school who might know the person. So I just sent her a message. Hey, help me out here. Refresh my memory. I can't place a face with this name. Does this name make sense to you? Is this who I think it is? Did we go to school with this person? That's all it was. It was totally innocent. I mean, hello, that's what Facebook and social media is all about. Connecting and reconnecting with people, right? Sharing common interests, sharing friends, growing your network. So how are you going to sit there and come back and say, I will block you if you ever look at my friends list again. Don't stalk me and my friends. You're a creeper. That I have to warn people not to add you as a friend. Where are you getting this from? Satan is obviously... Are you drunk? Are you on drugs? First of all, this is Steve Danello you're talking to. Not just anybody. Me. If you don't know me by now... Stalker? Me? I don't have time to stalk anybody. Second of all, I don't look at your friends list. I could care less. Third of all, it wasn't a big deal. Fourth of all, why would I send that person a friend request? I had no intention of it. I just asked you a question. Oh my gosh. And here I am wasting my time sending this person religious videos and stuff in their inbox, thinking that because she's told me she was a Christian, who she used to be married to a deacon, so I thought she would like it. She never did respond, so maybe she didn't like it all this time. Well, why didn't you just tell me, don't send me this stuff? I'm not a mind reader, I'm not Jesus. I thought we were friends. All this time I thought we were friends because you would comment back and forth on Facebook. We joke around for years, and then all of a sudden I get this, and I'm like, is that what you really think of me? I'm dangerous? You need to warn people? I'm stalking them? Honey, I don't even have time to walk my friggin' dog. I don't have time to stalk people I don't even know. And it just, the audacity, it really hurt me. I'm sorry. It just really, I've been going through this whole month. I just lost my cat the other night, okay? It was Don and I's cat. She suffered terribly. I had to pay $400 to put her down. Donna's in the hospital. I mean, all this bad stuff's going on, and you're going to throw that on my plate. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm human. I have a breaking point. I just found out my priest had surgery. He hasn't been getting back to me. I need to go to confession. I've been trying he hasn't responded. I didn't know anything happened. I didn't know he was going for surgery. I went to see him today. I got another priest, and it was a priest I don't get along with. So I couldn't even get my confession again. I couldn't receive Holy Communion. I couldn't get confession because this priest wouldn't do it on a Sunday. I mean, just one thing after another after another. I'm not in a good place with God right now, mortally, as far as we Catholics believing that, you have to be in a state of grace. I'm not in a state of grace. Everything's been coming down, one thing after another after another. Satan will kick you while you're down, all right? And he'll use people to hurt you. Donna said something that was misunderstood by a social worker, and then she got 2 social workers after me saying that I was negligent in my caretaking for her and that I'm a danger to her or some stupid thing like that. And they asked her if she feels safe at home with me. I saved her life 3 times, literally. Like, what is me? Danger? Oh, yeah. Maybe the Christmas decorations I put up for her are going to be a tripping hazard. Maybe there's too many Christmas trees in here, or too many Jesus photos, and maybe it's dangerous. Oh, she's really in danger living with me. If I hate anything more than anything else, it's false accusation. When people don't know me, and most people don't, I gotta tell you, most people, even my own family, has me pegged wrong. I don't even want to know. I don't think my heart can take anymore knowing what people truly think of me. But I can assure you, first of all, I have changed so much from the Steve I was in high school to the Steve I am today. And anybody who really knows me knows I have done a 180. Okay? That's because of God. I was never a Bible-banging, crazy holy roller. Okay? I was quite the sinner, actually. And a whore, if you really need to know. And I dabbled in drugs. I don't like all this. This is my past. I am a very different person now. I have survived things that some people could never survive. I've had to go through terrible sufferings. I've lost almost everybody I love. You don't know what I've gone through. I've gone through homelessness. I lost my vocation. I've had multiple surgeries, multiple heart attacks. You have no idea. I have kidney problems. Please. And then to sit there and judge me like that, without even getting to know me. This person never actually ever hung out with me since high school to ever even get to really know me. She makes all these false accusations and then goes and tells people stuff like that. You can't say stuff like that. Something like that is very serious. I could have the police show up my door if you're telling someone I'm stalking them. And I'm not going to even know what the hell's going on. I'm going to get a knock on the door and I'm going to get in trouble for something I had no idea. I didn't even do. Because you are a paranoid, delusional kook who just wants to go crazy and, this world, what a world. Jesus, please come back. Everything's going to hell in a handbasket. I can't wait till God comes back. I can't stand it anymore. But I will continue to try to be holy and try to help people the best I can and try to be a good friend. And I thought I was. But it's not my, you know what the problem is? Most of my closest friends who actually loved me are dead. Car accidents, cancer, drug overdoses, murder, suicide, whatever. But they're dead. The people who knew me the most, I have very few left. Or they moved away to another country or whatever. I am all alone here, surrounded by acquaintances who formulate opinions of me, and most of them just don't like me because of the videos I make, or because I'm a holy roller Christian, and they don't like it. Well, too friggin' bad. God runs this universe, not you. Let me tell you something. My Father is Jesus Christ. I'm a child of God. And guess who He is? He's the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. He's the God and creator of the universe. You're in His backyard. You belong to Him. He created you. You wouldn't be here if He didn't love you and create you. first of all. So don't sit there and attack him and his children and come at him like that with that attitude. You're in our territory. You're in our universe. This ain't yours. So how dare you hate Christians and Jesus and people who try to live a good life? Do what you want to do. God ain't forcing you. But step off, would you? Stop attacking us. We're trying to keep sanity down here. We're trying to help people. Well, you're all living your life just doing what you want to do. It's the Christians who are out there in the streets feeding the hungry and the homeless and the orphans and the widows and tending to the sick and the elderly. We give up our lives, our happiness, our freedom. I could have been rich and famous in Hollywood. I gave it up to follow him. I could have been married with kids right now. I dedicate my time and life to people who need it because I know what it's like to be left alone, to be orphaned, to be hated for no reason, to be hungry, to be poor, to be homeless. So those are the people I try to reach out to. So let them know that they're not alone. How dare you? You jerk. You are a jerk. I forgive you, but I'm mad. You're a jerk. And not just you, everybody who thinks so lowly of me. I don't expect you to put me on a pedestal. I'm not special. I don't want anything. But don't hate me unless I give you a reason to. Don't make up stuff about me and presume stuff. I'm not mentally ill. I am suffering from depression lately because, I've had enough. I've lost so many people the past few years. I lost my priestly vocation. I lost my home. I lost my family. Dawn is always sick in the hospital. I never know if she's going to survive. I mean, come on. How many times can somebody be knocked down before they're going to get sad? And I have nowhere to turn and I can't trust anybody. People I thought I can trust, I just lost a couple more friends now. Today's another one. A couple weeks ago, a close friend of 10 years, a close Catholic brother, who I never would have thought would ever not be there for me. Over a girl. His girlfriend doesn't like me, so he ended a close 10-year friendship. Over a girl. You don't burn bridges with your friends just because you're dating somebody. If your boyfriend or girlfriend ever tells you, you can't have me unless you get rid of Steve or your family or this person, then that's a red flag. Get rid of that narcissistic piece of garbage. You don't sit there and start getting rid of people you love in order to make room for someone. That means they want to separate you from someone that you love so they can control and manipulate you. You never let somebody separate you from your pack, from your flock. You stay together. You stick close to your family and your friends. If you're dating someone who wants to pull you away and say you can't see your family or friends, there's something wrong with that person. You need to get away from them. That's not love. And they don't care about you, obviously, or what's best for you. They only care about what they can get from you. And they want to get you far away so they can trap and manipulate you. And no one can get in your ear and tell you otherwise. Don't do that. This person's using you. I've fallen for people like that time and time again. I've been through bad relationships. And I've been used and abused and falsely accused by narcissists who separated me from family and friends. And because I fell in love with them, I was stupid. And I got used and I was left penniless and they cheated on me and broke my heart and moved on. After they sucked the life out of me and took everything they could, then they traded me in for a new model. And I didn't want to listen to my parents or my friends. This person, I don't like them. I'm telling you, I get a bad feeling about it. I didn't listen. Time and time again, I did not listen to reason. And I also wasn't walking with God at the time, or I could have asked him. And I would have compared what was going on with what he said in the Bible, and I would have said, nope, this isn't right. But I didn't know. Ignorance is not bliss. It is lethal. It'll kill you. You have to know. You need to know the Bible, people. I'm telling you, for the fact that it will show you what's really going on in the world from a different perspective. You can't possibly understand everything until you have spiritual eyes. The Bible says that you're blinded by society until you know what God knows, and then all of a sudden you see things from his perspective. Like God's seeing things from up here, we see things from down here. When you're in the valley, you can't see everything. But when you get on the mountaintop and look down, you can see the whole valley. You have a bigger perspective. So I'll see you later, Nettie. I know you have to go probably because I'm talking about religion and stuff. But anyway, I'm here for you when you ever want to hang out. It is the holidays. I know you're busy and stuff, but, you know, it would be nice to see you once in a while. But I don't want to pressure you. And I'm sorry to vent like this, but I am so... If this makes me look crazy, I'm not crazy. I'm just a person who's real. Maybe people don't vent on pub. I don't care what people think of me anymore. Somebody out there understands and needs to hear this, you know? And I'm just so tired of people giving me a bad rap. Most people, I'm not famous, I'm infamous. And it's because infamous is not a good thing. It means you're not famous. It means people think poorly of you. It's like you have a wanted poster somewhere, you're a bad person. I'm not a bad person. And lately people have been treating me like I'm the devil. I fight him all the time. I am not an evil person. I would never hurt anyone or steal even a penny from someone. I've been in situations where I was so destitute and hungry and desperate, and yet there was money right in front of me. I never even thought once of taking something that wasn't mine. Not even food. I really try to live this. I really try to be like Jesus. I'm not nearly there yet. And so I don't understand. I'll see you. All right. I'll see you. And Nettie, if you want to find out who I'm talking about later, because you know this person, maybe you could talk some sense into her. Because she needs to know that she really screwed up. I mean, she don't have to like me. She don't have to be my friend. But what she did was very wrong and very hurtful and unnecessary. I mean, I'll show you the email she sent me. It was totally out of line and out of character for her. And I'm just so shocked, and that's why I'm hurt. Because this is somebody, it's not just a stranger. This is somebody I thought I knew, and it really stabbed me today. And I can't, like, my own family did this to me. Look what they did to me. I don't know who to trust anymore. Like, I'm not a bad person. I might not be worldly, but, you know, but anyway, you go. I'll finish my venting. I'm just trying to make it, I want this video to go out to people so that they can understand. You can't just judge people. Don't judge a book by its cover. Unless you really have grounds to think something, unless you know for sure what you're talking about, do not gossip and slander. Do not, at least talk to the person first before going crazy and telling people stuff about them that you don't even know what's going on. You're presuming. So basically, lady, all that happened was the devil got into your paranoid little head and made you think things about me that are not even true at all. And then you went and you slandered me, basically, which is the sin of detraction. Okay? And now other people think I'm crazy and looking to stalk them. I don't even know them. And if I do, I don't. Why would I? I have no interest. Why would I want to stalk some guy that we went to school with? Whatever. I don't know what went on in your brain, but, this is just really dumb and really unnecessary, and it was very hurtful. And I'm making a video to make a point out of this, because I know there's got to be other people who are on my Facebook page who are just being nice. They never talk to me, they never hang out with me, they never reach out to me, they don't even respond to my emails, but they're just on my page because we went to high school together. Or maybe because, they just don't want me, maybe they think I'm crazy, I'm going to come after them or something if they unfriend me. What are we, in high school? Grow up. You're not that great. Trust me. You got nothing I want, nothing I need. I would not go out of my way to go looking for you, and especially if you're not a friend of mine, and that's how you feel about me? Like, do you understand what a Christian is? Do you understand? I think that's the problem. I don't think people understand what Catholics or Christians really are. Probably because you don't go to church, you don't read the Bible, you don't know God, so you don't know what a Christian. You actually think that Christians are a bunch of crazy, Bible-banging, judgmental, hate-spreading people, crazy people. That's what you think Christians are. Oh, I don't want anything to do with Christians. All they do is spread hate. They hate everybody. They point fingers. They judge. They condemn. They bang their Bibles. That's not a real Christian. I'm sorry that there's some lunatics out there like that, but you know what? I'm even more sorry that you're so stupid and ignorant that you don't have common sense to understand what you're looking at, that you actually have human beings who know that there's a God. They actually know that he really exists. It's not just a faith. They know. And they're willing to die because they're so certain. And they love him so much that they love you, even though you're their enemy, even though they don't even know you, they're willing to die for you. They're willing to preach to you to try to save your life and your soul. They spend their lives, instead of enjoying this world like you and worrying about how many times they're going to go to Disney with their kids and comfort and luxury and money and fame and fortune and sex and all that other stuff and going to the beach, we spend our time, which you would think is a waste, living for God and all of you. Praying for people like you who don't even pray ever. Okay, that's why we pray, because you don't. And we don't want you in hell, which we know you're going to end up in if you don't get your shit together. Sorry, Lord, but I don't know any other nicer way of saying it. See, I've told you I'm not a saint yet. The point is, and I'm mad, and I can get foul language. That's why I'm always in confession. When you people don't go to confession more than maybe once a year, are you insane? I got to go several times a week, and I'm trying to be a saint. And the more you walk with Jesus, the more you read the Bible, the more you pray, the more you become righteous and holy, the more you realize, I'm a terrible sinner. I need to get back into, I need to, I swear, I'm impatient, I'm angry, I could be a little arrogant sometimes, a little road rage, foul language once in a while. These are sins that need to be confessed. And it's hard to remember them all if you wait a week, a month, a year. You can't possibly remember how many times, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it. If you masturbate or something, you need to know how many times, what you fantasized about, were you watching porn? You need to confess all that. Otherwise, it's an invalid confession. Now, how are you going to remember all of that? And some of you have a serious problem with these things every day. How are you going to remember all of that? Time, occasion, gender, what was it? Were you fantasizing about gay stuff, sodomy, or anything? Like, whatever. Because you sinned against yourself, more importantly, you sinned against God, and you sinned against the people that you fantasized. Jesus said if you even look at a person with lust, you've already committed adultery in your heart as far as God's concerned. So if you even look at him, ooh, that person's hot, you've just committed adultery in your heart. You need to confess that. Yeah. Oh, it's too hard. It's too much. You're being ridiculous. No. Christians have to live separate from the world for this reason. God expects perfection, holiness, righteousness. We have to be a cut above the rest. We have to think and speak and live differently. And it's a lifetime process to go from our sinful self to become another Jesus. This is the goal. And I'm not near where I need to be yet, but I am not where I used to be either. I am very far advanced from where I was, but I'm not near where I need to be yet either. And I can admit that. It's called humility. It's called knowing your place, being honest. So, I don't even know why. I mean, sometimes these videos, I feel like they just fall on deaf ears, or the only people who watch them are the same 5 people, and they already know this stuff. Jesus, this is hopeless. Honestly, it's all over but the shouting. Like, you gotta come back, Lord, please, because, and yes, I'm talking to God right now, so I'm not crazy. I know He hears me. He hears everything. He even knows your thoughts. He knows your thoughts. He knows what you dream about. He knows your intentions. He knows your motives. He knows whether you lie or not. He knows what you dream about at night. He knows what you're going to do tomorrow before you're even there. Yeah, God is all-knowing, all-powerful, all-seeing, omnipresent, omnipotent. He's everywhere at the same time. He knows everything. He knows the number of cells in your body and the hairs on your head. He knows all the stars in the universe by name. He knows every grain of sand on this earth. God is, you couldn't even imagine how intelligent and how much He knows. How much you don't understand God and why Christians love and obey Him and fear Him and respect Him and want people to know about Him. Like, the reason so many of you don't know me and don't understand me, or you get me pegged wrong, is because you don't know God and Jesus and you don't know the Bible. That's one reason why you get me wrong all the time. You think I'm some weird, crazy person. But that's because you don't know what someone striving for sanctity or holiness is supposed to be like. Because you don't read about the saints, you don't read the catechism, you don't read the Bible, you don't know Jesus personally, you don't know the Bible, you don't go to church enough. I mean, so of course I'm going to look foreign to you. You don't know anything about me. You never even make the effort to get to know me or hang out with me or talk to me or even ask me why I do what I do. You don't even talk to me. So you just make opinions of me from what you see or think of me, but you're all wrong most of the time. And most people don't want to hang out with me because they have a wrong idea about me. But if they really knew me or knew my heart, they'd probably want to be hanging out with me. I'm just saying, not to be arrogant. I'm saying, how can you not love someone who would love you, who would give the shirt off their back for you, who would take a bullet for you, who loves the Lord and loves you, who really cares about you and your salvation? Like, these are the kind of people you would want to have in your circle, who you'd want to be friends and family with, who you'd want to date. But no, unfortunately, the world doesn't see people like me that way. They don't understand us. And even worse is that there's a lot of so-called other Christians out there who are so far off the mark that they don't get it either. They call themselves Christian, they want to go to heaven, but that's about it. Maybe they'll go to church on Sunday. Maybe go to confession once a year if lucky. They do everything wrong. They don't truly dig deep into the Word and really have wisdom and understanding of what God's saying and what He expects of us, what He commands. They don't get it. And then they seem to think they're just going to get into heaven by the skin of their teeth. Oh, God loves everybody. He loves me. I'm a good person. By whose standards? Your standard? I mean, half of you got me pegged wrong. You think I'm the devil. You think I'm some bigoted, hater, crazy person. But you're wrong. And so you're probably wrong about your own selves as well. And you obviously don't know Jesus. Because if you truly knew and understood Him and His Word and His commandments, you would make Him and living the way He told you priority. Everything else that you think is so important in your life would be pushed to the side. You would be scared for your eternal soul and those of your loved ones. You would be putting Jesus front and center of your mind and life and family and marriage and job 24/7. If you really understood this, if you were a real Christian, if you really wanted to go to heaven, if you really believed, if you really knew Him and what He commands, you would do that. That's the difference between a saint and everybody else. A saint goes to heaven. They're not just a Christian. They live the life every day. They strive harder to be better, to be holy, literally holy, to be perfect, to be as Jesus-like as possible. And then there's the rest. The pew warmers, we call them. The lukewarm or the apostate. Or the totally ignorant. There's a very big difference. And now we're in the end times. So people like me who try to really get this right and preach properly, we are hated even by our churches. Because the rest of the church has become lukewarm or modernized, progressive, worldly, hellbound. And so they don't like people like me. I'll tell you, when I was in seminary, I kept being told this. The squeaky wheel gets kicked, Steve. There's no need for a third wheel, Steve. Or we have a saying in Vietnam, the nail that sticks up above the rest gets hammered down. And I was reminded this constantly, because apparently I was too rigid, too traditional, too holy, too Marian, too devout for my liberal, democratic, Trump-hating, Republican-hating, right-wing hating, okay, LGBT, pro-LGBT, pro-abortion, pro-Biden, pro-Democrat, modernist, progressive religious order. Basically, they were pretty much working for the devil, whether they realize that or not. And they think this is progress. Modernism. They told me I was unformable, too rigid, too conservative, too traditional. They were anti-clerical and anti-tradition. I was pro-cleric and pro-tradition. They hate the Latin Mass. I love the Latin Mass. You see the difference? I was in the wrong order. I wanted to be a priest for Christ, not a priest for the devil. They don't even realize that they're working for Satan with that mentality. Not Jesus. Not Jesus. Jesus said what he said and wants it strictly obeyed. So he's probably upset that a lot of his seminaries and religious orders have now gone the way of apostasy, the way of liberalism, the way of the world, the way of progress and modernism. I'll tell you what's wrong with progress and modernism and being anti-traditional. Jesus warned, he is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He warned that his word will never change. His laws will never change. So you're going to have a lot to answer to when you die, and you're part of a religious order or a superior of a religious order who is pushing liberalism and modernism and progressivism and anti-clericalism and anti-tradition, because Jesus is a traditionalist. He's a right-wing extreme conservative. He'd probably be a Trump-supporting Republican if he was here. Jesus meant what he said. He's not going to change. So why are the churches changing his word and his laws? It's not going to fare well. I urge you, if you want to go to heaven, and you should, because hell is a really bad place. But if you want to be a Christian, you want to go to heaven, you need to return to tradition. I don't care, God forgive me, if Pope Francis tells you not to listen to me, that I'm wrong. I need to get with the program. No. Because that's called heresy and apostasy. When you depart from the word that Jesus preached, and you start telling people it's okay to be gay and have gay priests and gay marriage, it's okay to commit abortion or euthanasia, it's okay. God's like, I said no. What don't you understand about the commandments? Why are you telling people it's okay to break my commandments? He's not going to be okay with this. The church is in trouble. And it's not just the Catholic Church, it's all the churches. I'll tell you this much, if I go into any church and I see a pride flag hanging in that church, I'm not going there. Because I don't hate gay people, I hate the sin. You have no business putting Satan's flag in that church, and that's what it is. Satan is he used to be the angel of light. The rainbow is light in its natural form. Through a spectrum, you'd see a rainbow, not white light. He still masquerades as an angel of light. The rainbow was a symbol of God, that he flooded the earth for sins once, and next time will be by fire. Okay? That is not something you want to parade around saying, oh, gay pride. First of all, pride is the worst sin ever. It comes before all other sins. Satan first committed the sin of pride, which is why he rebelled and was kicked out of heaven. Adam and Eve, out of pride, disobeyed God and bit the apple. Okay? Pride of any kind God says he hates. It is the worst sin. It's the cardinal sin because it causes all other sin. Pride always comes before a fall. If you want to excessively eat or drink, first you commit pride, which says, you know what, just do it, who cares what God says. So you commit the sin of pride, and then gluttony or masturbation or impurity, whatever your sin is. Pride always comes first. Pride is what happens when you say, I'm going to break God's law, no matter what he said, I'm going to do it anyway. That's pride. Pride puts God aside and you first. God commands to be first and you second, not the other way around. So when you become proud, you violate God's laws. You already sinned. Okay, in your thought and in your words, in your deeds, your actions, pride. Then you commit the other sins. Pride should never be celebrated. Now, that is an abomination to God. Now you have the abomination of gay sex, sodomy, homosexuality, gay marriage, Another clear abomination to God. So now you take the sin of pride, you take God's rainbow, and you take sodomy, and you throw them all together, and you say, I'm proud to be a sodomite and going to hell. I'm proud to tell God, I don't care what he says. I'm proud to go to hell and be a pedophile, pervert, sodomite. I'm proud to upset God and break his laws. That's what you're doing. You're parading around saying, I know you hate this, Lord, and I don't care, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud to be a rebel. I'm proud to be a sodomite. I'm proud that you're going to condemn me to hell. I'm proud to upset you. I'm proud to take that little rainbow and rub it in your face and wave it with pride. You're proud to be a hell-bound rebel? Because that's what gay pride is. So wherever that pride flag it goes, those people's mentality, they've sold out to the devil, to rebellion, to homosexuality, abomination, to pride. That flag has no business ever being in a Christian church or in a Christian's home. You are not a Christian, and that is not a true church of Christ, wherever that flag is. If a priest wears that, he is no longer a priest for Jesus, but for Satan, whether he realizes it or not. He is no longer, he's committing such abomination. It's nothing to be proud of. And this is why people hate me and real Christians. The traditionalists, the conservative traditional Christians who refuse to take on this new LGBTQ, abortion-loving, Democrat-loving, modernist mentality, modernizing the church, calling it progress. You're leading billions of souls to hell. You're leading people to violate God's laws. And you call that progress? Progress would be to return to tradition and clericalism and obey Jesus. Not break his laws and write new human laws going against God's. Progress would be going back to the way it should be and was. This is not progress rebelling against God by the millions, the billions. You call that progress? Going to hell is progress? Progress, real progress, is becoming a holy saint and getting sanctified and making it to heaven. That's progress. Failure is not progress. Not doing that is considered failure. You end up in hell, and that is not progress. If that's progress, count me out. Modernism, modernizing the church, which means let's be progressive. Let's include gay marriage and gay priests and women priests now. Let's change everything Christ established, break all his commandments, and call it progress and modernism, and let's call it church. It's no longer church, because Jesus ain't there. He's not going to be okay with that. So I don't want modernized church. I want traditional church. Tradition means we stick to what we know is right. It's always been that way for a reason. It is what God wanted, and we're going to stick to it. Modernism is departing from God. It's called heresy and apostasy, and it's breaking God's laws and commandments to do our own thing. That is not okay in God's eyes. He will never be okay with that. I don't care if the Pope and all the bishops and cardinals enforce modernism and progress. God is not okay with it. And he even warned, when I come back, I will judge the church first and more severely than the rest of the world, because they represent me. They're supposed to be working for me. They know better. And they're doing this? Listen, I deserve hell. I fail God all the time miserably. But I am not going to go with this apostasy, new world order, one world, antichrist religion of modernism. Oh, everybody believes in the same God and just names it this ecumenical nonsense garbage. Chrislam, whatever it's going to be called. No, kill me now. Because I know enough about the true God and what his word says to know that this is wrong, and that God strictly warns not to do these things, and he warns that in the end times they were going to do these things. So his true sheep will hear and obey his voice, not the devils or the popes or anybody else who wants to take us and lead us astray. You cannot lead astray a true sheep of the Lord Jesus Christ. He will not go and follow any other voice but the Lord's. He knows the Lord's voice well. He knows what the Lord said, and he will strictly adhere to that. Everybody else who doesn't do that is considered a goat. That's why Jesus said in the end, he's going to separate the sheep from the goats, the wheat from the tares. Tares are weeds that grow up within the wheat. He's going to separate us, the good from the evil, the righteous from the unrighteous, the saints from the sinners, those who are going to heaven from those who are going to hell. He said, ignorance of the scriptures, of the Bible, of his commandments is no excuse on Judgment Day. You're not going to be able to say, Lord, don't send me to hell. I didn't know. He doesn't care. You've had plenty of time to learn. Okay, he said, obey and fear God who can send you both body and soul into hell. Do not fear man who might kill your body, but they can't touch your soul. You fear God who can throw you both body and soul into hell. God can kill you. God can open up the ground and swallow you into hell right now, body and soul. He can do whatever he wants. Don't tempt him. Don't push him. Do not bring him to anger. Okay, I'm warning you. We all do it every time we sin. We need to stop sinning. I need to stop sinning. You need to stop. We need to take this seriously. People, we're running out of time. What are you going to wait for? The missiles from World War III to come and blow you up? You die, you get vaporized in a nuclear blast. The next thing you know, you're going to be standing on your judgment in front of Christ. It's too late to repent. It's too late to go back and do it right. You only have now, today. Tomorrow's not promised. You might not wake up in the morning. This is serious. Everything else that you spend your day focusing on is not nearly as important as this. Again, it is no surprise I started this video upset, but now I'm thinking about it more and more. It's just typical. It's just another attack of the devil to lose another friend who was obviously not a real friend to begin with, who would have recognized my worth and not said those things to me, who would have truly known me and not said those false accusations, and who would not have wanted to lose my friendship. But she did, because she doesn't truly know me and she doesn't truly care about me. So she wasn't ever truly a friend of mine at all. In fact, she was an enemy who hid behind her smile this whole time. Wow. Well, we call those wolves in sheep's clothing. So guess what? She's no loss to me, truly. She was never really a friend anyway. She's never done a thing for me. She's no loss to me. Period. So let her go. But I am still hurt because I trusted her. I thought she was a friend. I thought she did know me. I thought that the reason she was on my Facebook page all these years was because she actually liked me for who I am and accepted me as I am and understood me. She told me she was a Christian herself. She's divorced, so there's a red flag. But she was married to a deacon at one point. She should have known. She should know. That was the one thing I thought that we were friends. That's why we were friends, because we had Christianity in common, as well as a mutual acquaintance who passed away, my friend Jeannie. So I thought we were friends. She was always nice to me. I was nice to her. I used to give her hugs when I'd see her in public. We'd always joke on Facebook and stuff back and forth. And then today she showed her true colors of what she really thinks of me. And she's got me so wrong that she's paranoid and delusional and thinks I'm a dangerous, creepy stalker. And she falsely accused me of doing stuff I didn't even do. So either the devil got in her ear or she's just lost her mind. I don't know. But I know this. She didn't truly know me at all. Otherwise, those thoughts would never have crossed her mind. And even if Satan tried to put them in her mind, she would have easily said, no, that's not true. I know Steve. He would never do such a thing. But she didn't know me, did she? And so she said very hurtful things and did something very hurtful. And so I made a video about it. Yep. I want her to know what she did was not okay, not Christian, and very unnecessary and very hurtful. Now, she don't care. She's just going to say, oh, well, I didn't like him anyway. Okay, well, then go. You are a jerk then. I would like to say more, but being a Christian, I can't really say what I want. I can't call you what I'd like to call you. Oh, I can really go to town on this girl. Trust me, I can hit her where it really hurts. If I was still the Steve I used to be, this girl would be laid out right now from the insults alone. I'm not that person anymore. There's a part of me still in the back, my mind, who's trying to creep out, but I'm not going to let Satan do that to me. I'm not going to. That old man is dead and put away for good reason. Now I have to try to respond the way Jesus would. And Jesus would have probably just not even said anything in his defense. I have a lot to learn. I still, maybe it's pride, maybe it was just hurt. I felt like I needed to express myself and explain and make a video and say how hurtful that was. And I didn't just let it slide. It really did hurt me. But it's also because I've been going through a heck of a month. Real bad stuff's been going on. A lot of stress, a lot of problems lately. And this was like just the nail, the final nail in the coffin, or the straw that broke the camel's back. I mean, after a while, you could only deal with so much drama, so many false accusations, so many lies about you, so many hurtful things, so many whacks before you finally snap. And I've reached my point where, I'm not going to do anything, but I will rip you apart verbally if I have to, and I will make a public spectacle of you if I have to. And it might not be the most Christian thing, like I said, God forgive me, but I am human and I have feelings, and I don't deserve what you did to me. I do not deserve that. I deserve, whether you like me or not, whether you agree with this or not, the same love and respect that you yourself command from people. I deserve that as a human being and as a Christian. If you're not willing to do that, you're certainly no Christian, and you're a real garbage human being. Enough said. So, I hope that this video helps someone out there. I hope, again, my own personal life troubles, trials, tribulations, experiences on the Steve Dinello Show has touched home. I hope it's made people think, okay? And I guess I just want to try to save face here and let people know the real me. I am a really sweet guy. Like, I am very emotional. I cry easily. I am very easily hurt and offended because I love people extremely and I love God. And so if you love much, you can be hurt real bad too. I wear my heart on my sleeve and people trample on it. But I wouldn't want to change. I would not want to go back to the closed off, what do you call it? I'm an outward person. I used to be an introvert. I don't want to go into that self-sabotaging, letting everything bubble up inside until it blows like a pressure cooker, just taking the insults and letting it fester, never standing up for myself, when I don't want people thinking the wrong things of me. My reputation is important to me when it comes to Christianity, because this is who I am now. Like, this is everything to me. My faith is all I've got left. It's probably the only thing I do somewhat right in life. I would die for my faith. It's everything to me. Okay? I really strive to be a good, holy Catholic Christian, a devout. And I'm not perfect and I'm not always getting it right, but I try. It means so much to me. And so if I'm trying to be like Jesus or like a saint, then that means I have a very high expectation of myself. I set the bar really high. I'm hard on myself. It's difficult. It requires a lot of self-mastery, self-control, obedience to God, a lot of changing and soul-searching. I don't just live down here for myself and not care about anybody but myself and mow over people. I have become selfless, where I'm always caring about God and other people and trying to help make other people's lives. I've become a good person because of Jesus. I try to model myself after Jesus. And so there was not a better person in all creation in existence than Jesus Christ. Not a more trustworthy, good, loving, faithful person. And so he's a good person to look up to and model yourself after. He's a good role model. He's the only right role model. And that's my role model. And I do try to do this. And to have someone not realize that or care about that or not see that I'm doing that or value that, not see the changes I've made, the progress so far that God has done through me, really hurts. I mean, I don't know anyone who can honestly hate Jesus for any legitimate reason. There's no reason to hate him. There's no reason to not love him. He died on a cross for you, suffered horrendously for you to save you. How can you not love someone or respect someone like that, who would literally die for you, take a bullet for you, suffer being filleted alive and tacked to a cross? Think about that. Really think about what he did, because he loved you. How can you not want to be friends with someone like that, who you know really has your back and your soul? How can you not want to be friends with somebody who would die for you, who loves you that much, who thinks that highly of you? All right? Well, Christ is that way, and his fellow Christians, at least the real ones, strive to be just like him. How could you not want to be friends with someone like that? How could you want to hurt someone like that? How can you falsely accuse someone like that? How can you take someone who's trying to be holy and Christ-like and make such terrible allegations about them? Obviously, you're either insane, or you don't truly, really know the person, or you're insane. Like, it doesn't make sense. So, I'm just going to say that you have never took the time to really get to know me. If that's how, I mean, how can you really think poorly of Jesus? Would you think poorly of him? Lowly of him? Hate him? No, because you know that he's God and he's all love, and he didn't do anything to deserve that. Well, then don't treat his children, his servants, terribly either. Because we strive to be like him, to bring him to you through ourselves. So, and what you do to us, you do to him, which you're not going to get away with. So, if you hate me or think so lowly of me, then what do you think of God? Perhaps you deserve the hell you're going to get then.